All right. I am Michael Israel. We got a great show for you today. You can see by the title, we're breaking down this health thing, this health deception, and there's a lot of deception when it comes to this. We got a lot of facts we're going to go through, and this is going to really be eye opening. So, we talk about sugar. Um, it's everywhere. Uh, it's in everything. Um, Let me give y'all some numbers. I was watching something. They were saying back in night, like in the 1800s, like back in the like 1842 or something like that. Uh, the average person would consume 44 um, grams of sugar every 5 days. Fast forward to today, and the average person consumes it's like 750 grams of sugar every 5 days. So there's a big increase in sugar consumption. Before I get fully into this, let me make sure. Okay, I see. We're good to go. So if you can just put in the comments the let me know how the audio is, okay? But yeah, the sugar is everywhere. Um the average person consumes 150 pounds of sugar per year. That is a lot. Now, let's talk about it. When I say sugar, I'm talking about refined sugar. But what you have to understand, because we're also going to be teaching about the human body, your body's primary fuel source is sugar. That's what your body runs on. So it's not like, hey, you can't have anything sweet, but the amount of refined sugar that we consume is just on an insane level. Okay. On top of that, when you throw in the wheat and the corn and the other grains, and in fact, wheat spikes your blood sugar levels higher and faster than the table sugar that everybody consumes. So wheat is actually worse. So you throw in all this sugar that they put into everything. And why are they putting sugar in everything? Because it's addictive. And they've researched and found that. So if they want if they want you to keep coming back and buying their product, they're gonna fill it with sugar to keep you coming back. And it's amazing. You go in a grocery store, you really start looking, and it's like, why would they put sugar in this? Like there's certain brands of potato chips, they put sugar in that. You'll see they put sugar in peanut butter. Of course, there's sugar in the jelly. Of course, the bread is full of wheat and refined bleached wheat, which they strip so much of the constituents out of the wheat, so that wheat in the bread turns to sugar. So like just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich can send you through the roof. So like the amount of sugar, like everywhere you look, if you go in the dairy aisle, they put it in butter. You go over uh, to the deli and buy meat. Some of the meat has sugar in it. It's everywhere. I mean, and it's not that sugar in and of itself is bad. The people who work back in the day, they used to work in the fields harvesting the sugar cane, cutting it, They would eat that all day. It didn't do anything to them. But this is refined sugar. They take the sugar cane, squeeze all the juice out of the sugar cane into a vat. They boil that vat and boil all the water and stuff off of it and refine it down to literally, it's like they're making a drug. And then they put this stuff in everything, and it's very addictive. That's one of the main reasons they do it like that, just to keep you coming back for their product. Okay. Let's look at some interesting facts about this though. Food companies disguise sugar with over 200 different names and use multiple types in one product to hide the true sugar content. Again, like I said, the reason why they're so aggressive with putting sugar in these products is because they know that's what's gonna hook you on their product and keep you coming back for it. Now listen to this. Liquid sugar is the worst. Okay? Liquid sugar. So that's the sugar that's in drinks. Okay? You go to the store, you go buy a carton of orange juice. That carton got more sugar in it than a bottle of soda. Okay, you're like, well, I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm gonna get this thing of apple juice full of sugar. I'm gonna get this grapefruit juice. I remember, because with me, what I would do is freshly squeeze grapefruit and I drink it, put some ice in it, drink it. I remember one time I was out working and I was like, well, I want some grapefruit juice. I just grabbed one off the shelf. I drank it. I was like, ooh. I was like, this thing. And I looked at it, full of sugar. Like you name it, they're putting sugar in it. Okay. So like liquid sugar, so the sugar in drinks is the most harmful because there's no fiber in it. So you're literally getting a straight hit of sugar that goes almost directly into your bloodstream. Okay. There's no fiber to slow it down. And then on top of that, it's so easy. You could so quickly drink way more than you need to. And you won't even know it. Gatorade, full of sugar. You know what I'm saying? Anything, almost all these drinks out here, unless you know, like for instance, grapefruit juice. There's a Welch's grapefruit juice that's sugar free, and you just gotta look though, and it's just pure grape juice. Mind you, I think they pasteurize that too, so but but there is stuff out there, but it's few and far between. I'm gonna be doing a video where I show you. You go to the soup aisle where they got the soups, the canned soups and stuff like that, and you look, the healthy choice ones, the healthy looking ones, full of sugar. If it's not full of sugar, they're putting some type of like corn something or some type of rice something in there. Okay. So it, like I said, it's rapid absorption and large intakes when you're drinking that stuff in juices. What's so bad about this refined sugar and when we say refined, I talk to you about the process. It's not natural. They manipulated structure by, like I said, they squeeze all the juice out, they put it in a vat, they boil off all the other nutrients and hydration that might be in it, and you just got this refined substance that's been manipulated basically like a drug. Okay. So let's get into some of the harmful aspects of sugar. Now, we're just talking about sugar. We're not, we're going to get into some of the other grains because sugar is a grain, or be better understood, it's a type of grass. Sugar is a type of grass. If you ever see sugar cane, if you ever, corn is a type of grass. It's a grain. Wheat is a type of grass. It's a grain. Rice is a type of grass grain. Oats, all that stuff. Barley, they're all in the grass family. And we weren't designed to eat grass on this level. We're not cows. If you ever see the animals that were designed to eat grasses, it takes a lot to break that stuff down. Okay, they chew it and then they swallow it and then they'll regurgitate it and chew it more and then swallow it. And then these animals have multiple stomachs, like cows have multiple stomachs and strong acids to break the proteins in these grains down and assimilate them properly. And these types of animals need that type of nutrition. You see the size of a cow, you know, they need that level of sugar, you know, and that type of grain and those types of proteins. Our bodies can't break those proteins down. So one of the issues with consuming grains and grasses, or whatever one you want to call them, they're both the same, is that, like I said, your body can't break those proteins down, and those proteins can wreak havoc in your body because those proteins look similar to some of the proteins your body uses. But your immune system will see them and be like, no, that don't belong here. And it will attack them. And then you develop what they call autoimmune disease. Oh, your immune system is attacking itself. But if upon careful study about the so-called immune system, which what the immune system is the lymphatic system, which they don't teach about, but we'll get into that a little later. But it's your body's sewage system, okay? And it anything foreign, it attacks it, breaks it down, and gets it out of the body, okay? Anyway, getting back on track. Sugar and inflammation, okay? Sugar and inflammation, all right? High sugar intake directly triggers inflammation, contributing to chronic inflammation. It's like I was telling you, when we say triggers inflammation, it triggers your body's response that something foreign is in the body, something that doesn't belong there, or too much of something is in the body. One of the ways it triggers inflammation is because when your cells can't absorb all that sugar, your body has to do something with it. And a lot of times, what will it do? It'll store it as fat. You show me anybody who is overweight, I'm going to show you somebody who's consuming a lot of grains, starches, sugars, period. Point blank. Ain't no way around it. It is literally like 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? And now listen, and let me be clear on this too. It's not just the grain based starches and sugars and stuff like that that cause that will cause your body to store fat. There are non-grain starches, sweeteners, and foods that but they are of a starchy nature that will cause your body to put on weight and store fat. Bananas are a good example of one of those. Okay, so just want to be clear. But bananas don't have the harmful effects of things like sugar. Okay, listen to this. This is another issue with sugar. It weakened immunity. Sugar impairs white blood cell function and reduces the immune system's ability to fight infections. So literally, when you consume this stuff, it's shutting down your body's immune system, your body's ability to fight off disease and infection. Okay. Um, it disrupts your gut health. Okay. So sugar alters gut bacteria balance. What sugar does is feeds the bad bacteria and causes it to proliferate, to increase. Okay. And this again compromises immune function. This is another area where it will compromise your immune function. Oxidative stress. Sugar generates harmful free radicals that damage immune cells. So it's it creates oxidative stress in the body. Nutrient depletion. High glucose levels can impair the body's ability to reabsorb essential minerals like magnesium. So it impairs the kidney's function and ability to be able to reabsorb nutrients. It will cause you to be nutrient deficient. Okay. Um, what's crazy, they're putting sugar in so much stuff that childhood obesity is a thing. And they used to call it adult onset diabetes. They had to change the name to type 2 diabetes because there's 2-year-old children being fed so much sugar that they're developing type 2 diabetes. They're becoming insulin resistant at like the age of 2. They put sugar in the baby food. They put it in everything. And it's the drug of choice. And as we go through deeper into this show, I'm gonna show you the evil, wicked scheme of why they're doing this and how they're in cahoots with the medical establishment. So we're gonna really get into this, okay? If listen to this, food as medicine, and the choice is yours on this. You can eat food as medicine, or you'll be eating medicine as your food. Okay. So you can use wisdom, use the information that's going to be coming forth and that I put out and that's out there online that you could go do your research and find, and eat food that's going to heal and regenerate and energize your body. And you can eat your food as your medicine, or when you get older, you'll be eating medicine as your food. The only thing you're gonna be, well, this pill for this and this pill for that, and this pill stops this from falling off, and this one is helping this, and boom, and you popping pills like candy. Now check this out. Let me go to this. Let me read this to you. Let's see. Look. Let me see if I can find it. Just had it. Y'all give me a sec. I'm gonna find it. I just had it. Okay. So listen, a leading cause of financial ruin, medical bills are consistently cited as a top, if not the leading cause of personal bankruptcy in the United States. Estimates suggest that medical debt contributes to over 60% of all personal bankruptcies. Let's see what else it says here. It says a shocking majority of people facing medical bankruptcy, sometimes as high as 80%, had health insurance at the time they incurred the debt. Studies have found a direct link between medical crises and home foreclosures. Okay? So, again, this thing, I drum it, man. People like folks are in their comfort zone with what they eat, but man, this thing, what they're doing is insidious. It's diabolical. It is evil when you see how what they're doing as far as with hold on, let me get this up here real quick, y'all. There we go. When you unearth this scheme that's going on, okay? Food industry tactics. Food companies manipulate taste buds and have historically influenced medical opinions, including bribing doctors. And to some of y'all, it might not be a shock, but doctors are if the people who educate these doctors that are out there there's two groups that basically invest and put the money into educating them, and that's the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, they're the ones who put the money out or whatever and get these books written for these doctors. Because see, a lot of people don't know this. Like, if you talk to a doctor, they don't like, and you literally talk to them, they will tell you, yeah, there's no evidence that food has any direct influence on health. Like, that is how they are educated. And let's not even say educated, y'all. That's how they are brainwashed. Because think about it. They go to college for 4 years, then they go to medical school for a whole bunch of years, and then they might go in some of us. So they done graduated high school, and now they're doing 10 years of brainwashing of this is the way it is, and they brainwash them and turn them into salesmen. And they come in there and they can smile at you and they sound so convincing and they're hearing your needs, and they're just salesmen of death and deception. And like I said, we're going to go into that a little further, but doctors are primarily trained for drugs and surgery, not nutritional solutions. Okay? So let's see what else we got here. We got here carbohydrates make up 70% of calories in the American diet. But I'll move to say the bad carbohydrates, the bad carbs. Because like I said, you could be on an all fruit diet, but the sugar in fruits is buffered with fiber and other nutrients. It comes with its own hydration to hydrate you. It doesn't pull from the hydration in your body. And it has nutrients and stuff like that to help itself digest. Fruit has stuff in it that helps, it breaks itself down. Fruit will digest itself in your body. It's not pulling water and stuff from your body and other places to digest it. Okay. Let's see. So if what it could sugar really be as bad as what we're saying and everything? Because a lot of people are like, well, it can't be bad because the government says it's okay and this, that, and other. But hey, you go back to as recent as I think like the 1940s when Coca-Cola came out and they were putting cocaine in it. It was cocaine originally. Why? Why they put cocaine in it? To keep you hooked. And then they realized how addictive cocaine was, and Coca-Cola's like, well, we gotta find something else. What they find? Sugar. So don't, like, is it that far-fetched of what I'm sitting here telling you? Okay, so check this out. Listen to this. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all can hear this, okay? You should be able to listen. Okay, somebody said zero audio. Okay. So stand by. So no audio. Zero on the audio, but mic. Okay. All right, y'all stand by. I know how to fix this. All right. Okay. Okay, I see what the problem is. Okay. All right, now you should be able to hear it. Y'all let me know in the comments. Hold on. There we
Poison
go.
us for profit. Eggs became heart disease cholesterol bombs, and Honey Nut Cheerios got labeled heart healthy. The default human condition in the 21st century is obese by design. Specific, traceable forms of what's referred to as structural violence are created by the catastrophic quartet of big farming, big food, big pharma, and big insurance.
If you learned anything, the government is keeping you sick. If you think of their food pyramid, it's a diabetic.
Lucky Charms are healthier than a fried egg. Did you see that?
It's a diabetic pyramid. 50% of people in the United States are diabetic or pre-diabetic. You need to get rid of the simple carbs. They did a study at the Mayo Clinic, and they looked at people at a fat-based diet. Fish, avocados, nuts and seeds, healthy oils. 42% less risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. Think about that. People had a protein-based diet. So if you think of the caveman diet, 21% less risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. But people who were on the standard American diet, bread, pasta, potatoes, rice, fruit juice, sugar, had a 400% increased risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. It's the food.
All right. So hold on one sec. So there you go. Now I don't want to put if I put the video up there, a lot of times they'll flag this thing, so that's why I'm doing it like that. But that first part you heard was a lady testifying before the Senate, it looks like, on this. Okay, another guy was a doctor. Listen to this. I want y'all to hear this, okay? Let me get this one up here. All right. Now, y'all listen in on this. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. It was muted.
Major beverage companies, food companies, all of them are bribing the scientists, bribing the regulatory agencies to endorse their formulas, their ingredients for food, to say that they're good, say that they're okay. And in fact, those ingredients are meant to addict people to the foods that they're selling.
It's the express purpose. I was shocked as a junior employee to see a list of names of professors from Harvard, from Tufts Nutrition School, from Stanford. And as a junior employee working for the food companies as a consultant, I steered money to those schools. The food industry funds nutrition research in this country 11 times more than the NIH. You are loath to find a nutrition researcher who's not directly paid with a direct consulting agreements bribes, and their research is predominantly funded by the food industry. I can tell you from working for this industry that that's not out of a philanthropic goodwill for unbiased research. The food industry is spending hundreds of millions of dollars on nutrition research to enhance their bottom line. It's to normalize these addictive foods.
Let me get this.
Okay. So I'm trying to show y'all, if you don't take this serious, like I said, you saw the numbers or the information I brought up earlier with the amount of bankruptcy that is tied to medical bills. Like, this is an agenda to slow bleed you, to slowly take your money and kill you off. And if you're not educated, and it's not, y'all, it's not that complicated. Like, I teach this all the time. Now it's been a little while, probably a couple months, whatever, that I've been doing health videos, but I'm ramping them up again just to keep people educated, because it's getting worse. But as long as you take some time and educate yourself on the types of foods to eat, what to buy, how to make stuff. We have a free cookbook on householdherbs.com that you could download for free that shows you how to, to give you some foundational basics. We're going to be coming out with a more comprehensive one here soon, but you got to educate yourself on this stuff, because ignorance isn't an excuse. It'll get you. This thing's real. And these are like I said, this guy here, he worked for one of the major food companies. So he bear witness to it. He saw it firsthand. Okay. All right. Check this out. Now, this is just going to show you how diabolical this thing is. Listen to this. Let me get this set up. Like I said, y'all let me know in the comments if it's coming in clear. Also, let me know if you understand where I'm coming from. If you understand how critical it is to pay attention to what you're taking in. This is how Satan operates, man. Many a person has been killed subtly due to ignorance. Okay? Subtly killed due to ignorance from this food deception. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do this next one. This is good. All right, hold on.
Okay. Ever done in Germany was Bayer Monsanto, where Bayer, which is a pharmaceutical company, merged with Monsanto, which is an agrochemical company in the United States. If you look at what Bayer makes, they make cancer drugs for things like non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And if you look at what Monsanto makes, which is Roundup, which is the most widely used pesticide in America, the cancer that it causes is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They paid out $11 billion in the past couple of years for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cases. So the companies are merging that are directly known to cause the disease with a medical company that has a treatment for the disease. Like, this is very, very dark. The largest merger.
Okay, so that I put that on there. Now they're talking about cancer stuff, but that it's just showing you this thing, how these companies move. Now check this out. This is pretty good. All right, hold on. This one here is real good. All right, get this. All right.
Statement to say that I learned virtually nothing at Stanford Medical School about the tens of thousands of scientific papers that elucidate these root causes of why American health is plummeting and how environmental factors are causing it. For instance, in medical school, I did not learn that for each additional serving of ultra-processed food we eat, early mortality increases by 18%. This now makes up 67% of the foods our kids are eating. I took 0 nutrition courses in medical school. I didn't learn that 82% of independently funded studies show harm from processed food, while 93% of industry-sponsored studies reflect no harm. In medical school, I didn't learn that 95% of the people who created the recent USDA food guidelines for America had significant conflicts of interest with the food industry. I did not learn that 1 billion pounds of synthetic pesticides are being sprayed on our food every single year. 99% of the farmland in the United States is sprayed with synthetic pesticides, many from China and Germany. And these invisible, tasteless chemicals are strongly linked to autism, ADHD, sex hormone disruption, thyroid disease, sperm dysfunction, Alzheimer's, dementia, birth defects, cancer, obesity, liver dysfunction, female infertility, and more. It's not an overstatement.
Okay, so she's talking about some more. But yeah, this thing, like I said, now let me say this on something she said, and I hear a lot of people, like, they say, oh, it's this too. Like, they'll say, hey, it's the pesticides, and then other people say, it's this, it's that, it's the other. I'm telling you, I've with what we teach, how we teach to detox and cleanse, I've seen people reverse major diseases on fruit diets, because fruit heals, vegetables build, and a lot of people are, well, it got to be organic, and if they sprayed this on this, that, bro, I've heard testimonies of people reversing serious diseases like cancer on grapes from Walmart. So the fruit is still the truth. And I'm telling you, the smoking gun that you can prove, and you're going to see it in this video that I'm about to play. Because what the Bible says is prove all things and hold fast to that which is true. Okay? So we're going to listen to this real quick so you can, because, I hear a lot of people say it's, oh, if you eat this oil, that's going to be that's the problem, and this and that. And I'm telling you, there's a way to prove it. Because like I said, I've seen people eat nothing but watermelon for like 90 days and just reverse all these conditions in their body. Arthritis gone, major illnesses gone, just doing that. I've seen people go on nothing but grapes for 90 days and reverse all types of conditions and issues. Okay? So let's listen to this. All right, check this out. Make sure y'all can hear this. It's all just doing all my checks. Make sure it's set up right, which it might not be. Okay, it is. All right, listen to this.
Can't fix a nutrient deficiency disease with a drug. You can manage it which is better than suffering from the disease, I guess. The more whole grains you eat, the harder it is for your body to absorb the nutrients that your stomach just digested. So not only are the foods minerally deficient because the soils are minerally deficient, but your body's ability to absorb what little nutrition there is in the food is extremely compromised because you listened to General Mills, Procter & Gamble, Monsanto, and the people that make the food. It's a bad idea to let the people who make the food give you advice about what food to eat. 4 of the most dangerous foods on planet Earth: wheat, barley, rye, and oats. My recommendation for everybody 100% across the board: stop eating these foods completely for 4 weeks in a row. 4 weeks. 4 weeks in a row. 28 days. Then on day 29, eat a lot of gluten. Have pancakes for breakfast, have a sandwich for lunch, have cookies and crackers, have pasta for dinner, and see how you feel. And as God is my witness, if you make it to lunch without something bad happening, I'll eat my hat. This is one of the most overlooked net negative health things in the country right now. This is a deadly combination of not enough minerals in the food, period, and then interrupting your body's ability to absorb what little nutrients there are. And this is why chronic diseases are accelerating, like autism, right? We believe autism is caused by bad nutrition in the blood of the pregnant mother. As the fetus is developing.
All right. So, and he's gonna go on to say how he feels autism comes around. With what I teach, is at the core of this thing, it surrounds the lymphatic system and your body's filtration system. And when you consume grains, including wheat, rye, barley, oats, rice, and sugar, they're hyper inflammatory foods. They are highly inflammatory. They create a lot of inflammation in your body. Now, listen, because I get a lot of people, they're like, well, hey, Michael Israel, I mean, there's wheat in the Bible and they eat bread. It talks about bread in the Bible. Listen, a couple things people are not understanding is, number one, the wheat they had back in Bible times. Let's do it even more recent times. The wheat they had in the 60s in no way, shape, in no way resembles what they have today. I said in the 1960s, the wheat they had then in no way resembles the stuff they have now. The wheat they have now, they've bred it and done it in a way where what happens, they've designed this wheat where the roots shoot down real far and the plant grows real short. Okay. And it does that because the soil is so nutrient deficient. So that's number one. When it comes, when people bring that up to me, I'm like, you can barely call this stuff wheat that they grow now. It's just some stuff that they done bred for money, so you can think you eating bread. Okay. Number two, what I posture and tell people is, I tell people to go on a high plant-based diet. I didn't say eliminate everything. I said I tell people go on a high fruit, high plant-based diet. And for some reason, all those people, they hear plant fruit. And I can't tell you, people come up to me, Michael Israel, I was gonna have you try this, but I know you don't eat meat. I'm like, bro, I eat meat. I don't eat grains because I ate an insane amount when I was young and it jacked me up. now in my older age. So in order to really heal up and improve my health and operate at high capacity, I don't eat it. Brothers and sisters here do eat grains though. But what I'm trying to educate y'all on in this show here, and this is what people miss, and this is part 2. I'm still answering that question. You have to understand how much grains you consume. Because while somebody might be like, yeah, man, I'm having eggs and toast, and I'm having with some orange juice. Well, there's grains in the orange juice because they put sugar in there, okay? There might be grains on the eggs because you cooked it with butter and they put sugar in the butter and some of the butter. The bread is a grain. So boom, you didn't consume all that grain there. Okay, for lunch, I'm going to get a sub from Subway. Okay, well, guess what? Subway isn't even allowed to call their bread on their subs bread. Why? Because they put so much sugar in their bread. The government came out and said, you can't call that shit bread because you done put so much sugar in it. But you're having your Subway sub, so you're having, what are you having? You're having bread, grain, and then they put sugar in the bread. Okay, why they put sugar in the bread? To keep you coming back. And then you get some type of yum sauce or something on there full of sugar. You get some ranch dressing on it, sugar's in there. The meat you put on there might have sugar in it, more than likely does. And then you're going to wash that sub down with a nice cold, let's be a little healthy, lemonade. Guess what they put in there? Type it in the comments, And then you go home and, hey, for dinner, we're going to eat a nice hearty dinner this evening. I'm going to have spaghetti. We have a spaghetti meal, okay? The typical spaghetti meal. What you're going to have, okay? You're going to have your pasta, grain. You're going to have some tomato sauce on there. Guess what they put in that tomato sauce? Sugar or corn syrup or something like that, okay? And then you're going to have a salad, but you're going to put your salad dressing on there, Italian or ranch. Guess what's in it? Sugar. And then what are you going to drink with it? I'm going to have an apple juice. What are they putting in apple juice? Sugar. And then since you're done eating, you're going to have a nice little dessert. You're going to have a cookie. You never eat just one. What they say, a serving of these Chips Ahoy is 2 cookies. Who eats 2? You see what I'm saying? So you're just inundated with sugar in every meal. And you could even go with the more inconspicuous ones, but it's just an insane amount of glucose spikes through the roof. That's not even, I haven't even went in and broken down the wheat germ agglutinin. That is a protein that binds, and it's in grains. It is particularly strong in the wheat. It binds to the opioid receptor in your brain, and it causes you to crave more and not be filled when you eat the food. So again, this is a highly inflammatory food. And again, sparingly, like the way we used to eat it when we were a nation back in the day, it's no problem. It's nothing. It's less than nothing. It's not going to bother you. But today, there's so much sugar in everything. They actually have childhood obesity. Now check this out. Let me get this up here. Look at this. See this? 2-year-old. These are 2-year-old children getting gastric bypass surgery. Okay, getting weight loss surgery. 2-year-olds. Look at it. Okay. Again, because it's so much sugar. It's in everything. And why is that so? Because it's a greedy nation. This it's all about money. What do they say? The American dream. I forget what but anyway, this is a capitalistic company about capital, about money, and making money of you and your health. And like I said, if I want to open a food company and I want to keep them coming in, I got to put sugar in there because it's going to addict you to my product. It's going to have you addicted to it, and you just going to crave it. And this is what the food industry operates off. It's cravings, food cravings. You're craving the food. I need it. And they're playing on that to your demise. And if you don't wake up and snap out of it, hey, you know what I mean? But anyway, y'all, we're gonna definitely gonna continue this series on all right, somebody said I have there. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, we're gonna continue this series on diet and health. And I'm gonna continue trying to educate, the brothers and sisters out there, man. And hopefully, people snap out in the coming episodes when we discuss diet and health and stuff like that. I'll be giving y'all some alternatives. If you want to know some now, like I said, go over to householdherbs.com and go download that free recipe book, and it shows you, a lot of substitute stuff like coconut sugar or using agave and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to get into it more, but I definitely wanted to open y'all's eyes to this. I'm Michael Israel. Appreciate y'all tuning in.